Hello, everyone. I am Dr. LaRonda McGrath, CEO of YWCA Central Alabama, and I so appreciate this opportunity to just say thank you to all of our volunteers for all you do. I think we can all agree that 2020 was a year like none other. We at the YW started the year with such great enthusiasm and excitement about all of the strategies and ways we would move our mission forward of eliminating racism and empowering women. Who could have imagined that we would all experience a global pandemic? Nevertheless, we persevered. And much of that would not have been possible without volunteers just like you. We contended with a spike in calls to our 24/7 crisis line. We were able to support women and children in crises and to shelter the homeless. You are the rainbow in the COVID. Compassionate, outstanding, volunteers, and in-kind donors. You made the difference. So during National Volunteer Week, we just want to take a moment to say thank you and to share with you all of the ways you indeed made a difference at the YWCA. Read all about it.
As 2020 began, volunteers from Alabama Power arrived at the YWCA to clean our downtown facility and organize program materials on MLK Day. The spirit of service continued as a domestic violence survivor gave back through her Mary Kay business and provided cosmetic goodie bags for current shelter clients. An EAB, Education Advisory Board, donated towels tagged with inspirational messages for our youth program summer swimming activity. As February arrived, the Tragic City Rollers, a Birmingham women's roller derby team, skated their way to the BJCC and set tables for our annual Kids Corner luncheon. Although COVID-19 was unknowingly making its way to town, March saw no shortage of volunteers and donors before the world halted. The University of Georgia college students traveled during their spring break to organize prom dresses, and volunteers from Pell City assisted young ladies with selections during our annual prom dress giveaway. Also, longtime volunteers continue to help sort, tag, and assist women in our boutique, My Sister's Closet. And UAB dental students served as our last pre-COVID large group on March 12th and educated our middle school children on dental hygiene and provided dental kits for all.
As we began to shelter in place and make our facilities safe for all, the community of volunteers and in-kind donors began to knock harder at our doors. During the month of April, when families in our local shelter had to further shelter in place to prevent the spread of COVID-19, the need to mount newly donated TVs for 6 rooms became a priority. With no other outlet for the children, shelter leaders shared the need to acquire mounts for newly donated TVs. Miss DiGiorgio came to the rescue and dropped shipped mounts for those purposes. Our facilities staff installed them, and the rest is history. Little did we know that this was just the start of a string of generosity for the month of April. By month end, we collaborated with 2 current friends and formed 2 more partnerships. Gordon Sullivan at One Roof shared gallons of sanitizer and an abundance of masks, followed in May, and Kelly Clem at One Place arranged for meals for our local domestic violence shelter, prepared by Southern Chick Catering. As masks increasingly became a part of our daily attire, 2 new friends emerged. Grace Klein Community, a community of friends helping friends with a mission of teaching people how to truly share with one another. Beauty and Beyond, both in Hoover, donated altogether almost 250 adult face masks. As May rolled in, more relationships began to blossom, and Grace Klein Community continued to love on us and donated an additional 207 face masks for children and adults. Joining in the donation of masks, a political science major at UAB and a recent volunteer donated over 100 masks. Additional relationships were built with Jennifer Ryan, reaching out to us from Blue Root Company, who prepared and delivered meals for our domestic violence shelters in both Jefferson and St. Clair counties. And she collaborated with owners of Dread River for sanitizer and with True 40 Fitness downtown and Battle Republic Fitness, who provided funding for the meals.
The summer blossomed tremendously for our families. As we entered June and the aroma of 30 meals flooded the YWC once again for our domestic violence families, courtesy of Blue Root Company and Battle Republic Fitness. A former resident in our domestic violence shelter paid it forward also and provided food gift cards for shelter families as well. To avoid sharing, contamination, and repeated sanitation of toys, the All-State Russell Agency provided donations toward toy baskets for each child in our homeless and domestic violence shelters. Other groups also stepped in on behalf of our youth. Tri-County Links provided art supplies for children in the shelters, and Girl Scout Troop 746 provided enrichment packets for our students in our after-school program. A housing resident in need of bedding received a gently used queen mattress from Avocado Green Mattress. What a blessing! And a United Way partner, Colat Jewish Family Services, led volunteers to the YWCA in a loaned truck from Marcus Agency, Allstate Insurance, to drop off 50 20-pound boxes of fresh produce for our families, which continued every 3 weeks. In addition to this wealth of giving, women in our shelter and housing programs were provided with 2 pair of new handmade shoes through BCE Shoes. As working parents desperately needed childcare during this time of pandemic, Be Hamstrong partnered with us and provided a total of 3 paid volunteers through the end of the year to serve as biometric health assessors to ensure the safety of our kids and parents as we reopen our Child Development Center. Even our janitorial closet was replenished when a Spain Park High School student arrived with a large supply of cleaning products. And just as we prepared to enter the next season, Altered Egos Motorcycle and Social Club provided in the nick of time purple ribbons and bracelets for Domestic Violence Awareness Month in October.
As the fall and winter seasons approached, volunteers and in-kind donations continued to flow. Sister Link Up provided safety and cleaning kits for our elderly residents in Rosedale housing, which brought tears of happiness to both the residents and staff. As we prepared for the grand opening of a literacy center in child development, a volunteer assisted staff in organizing the books. Donations of pumpkins for a fall harvest activity were received, and tote bags for family Thanksgiving meals were made by a very call me anytime donor. As Thanksgiving approached, the World Games 2022 team and Shipped collaborated and provided meals for families, and New Beginning Christian Ministry provided cooked hams and turkeys for the annual Thanksgiving meal for the Child Development Center. Our families were continuously fed with meals prepared by the Sunday school class from the church at Liberty Park. Homemade jars of muscadine jam from the generosity of an anonymous grandma, several cases of fruit cups from Regions Bank, and bags of chips from Frito-Lay. Redeemer Community Church continued to provide meals at our homeless shelter in Woodlawn, Interfaith Hospitality House. And as we prepared for December activities, volunteers from Alabama Power and Motion Industries assisted with preparation for our drive-through Santa's workshop. And students from Altamont School provided 3 bags of teddy bears for the Santa event in Woodlawn. As virtual engagement became the new norm, volunteers and Hand in Paw the Junior League, and committed individuals from the community provided therapeutic and emotional support for domestic violence women and children through our Children in Crisis and Victim Support Groups. We are also grateful for the limited in-person administrative support of skilled individuals from Middle Alabama area on aging and the community that assisted our administration, accounting, and development staff. Thank you, volunteers and in-kind donors, for being a rainbow of love during the 2020 pandemic storm. As vaccinations are sought to cease COVID-19, serving others doesn't need a cure. May the generosity you shared continue to spread and grow.